Hello, my name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the last make of my fabric wheel of fate, and I'm going to run through all the things that I made in this series of fabric wheel. Now, apologies if you've watched it and you know what this is all about, but in case it's the first time you found me, if I explain, this is a lovely wheel. My father made me a spinning wheel to determine which fabric that I will be using to sew up next. So these are fabrics that are kind of sitting around, been in my fabric stash for quite a while, and they need to be sewn up. And the idea this time is they were all French terries or sweatshirts that I wanted to get sewn up before the summer comes. So there's only one that hasn't been sewn up because I've left that now for Ugly for autumn, because that's it. I don't have any more French terries or sweatshirts left. So I've kept one aside. But the last one I made up was when I printed this, all the colour was going out of my printer. So I had this beautiful striped fabric here, and I'm going to talk about what I made out of that because it took me a long time to decide. This piece of fabric was a lovely piece of interlock jersey that my wonderful friend Adam from Adam Sews, who we all know, sent to me out of the blue. Just came across it and sent it to me. So I've had this for a while because I wasn't sure what to make. Good, I think there was well over 2 meters of it, so I was really happy. I was really unsure about using it because the only thing I would say is beautifully soft, it's lovely, it's double-faced, but it didn't have great recovery, so I knew I had to be a little bit careful. Now, I've been dithering about what to make with this, but I finally decided, and the answer was just staring me in the face. Adam recently sent me a pattern for, I think he got it out of a Simply Sewing magazine. It was for the Stella Hoodie. So to be honest, I had to do it, didn't I? I had to match Adam's fabric with Adam's pattern. So he sent this pattern to me. I have changed it quite a bit, but I will say, great, thank you for sending it to me, Adam, but there were no instructions in it. Now, I would imagine that the magazine that this came free with would have had the instructions. It's a hoodie. I've done hoodies before, but yeah, no instructions at all in there. But I did it. I am really pleased with it, but I said I did have to change it. The pattern actually comes with a lined hood. Because the fabric is the same front and back on this, I did not line the hood, and I don't like a very heavy hood. I find you end up getting kind of strangled with it, so I was quite happy not to line the hood, which meant I had to do the ties slightly different as well, because obviously the ties would have been included in there. Now, apologies for the tie on it at the moment, but all I've got is a bit of twill tape and I can't think the right thing to use just yet. So there are a couple of elements of this that I'm really happy with that happened by fluke. So here we go. I will put some pictures in of me wearing it, but it is a lovely lightweight hoodie. So it's kind of for the summer evenings, I would say. And I've got a bit of a theme on that, but I'm very happy. It didn't have a pocket, so I added a pocket on it. I just kind of roughed out a shape of the pocket and kind of worked it out and put it on there. The hood obviously isn't lined, as I said, but I have done French seams and kind of stitched them down as well, so it does look quite smart. Because it's a 3-piece hood, the funny thing was, when the fabric cut out, I've got the stripes going a different way on that middle panel, and actually I kind of liked that. You can see it comes through, and then it's a bit of a magic. I don't know how it works, but yeah, so the stripes going across that way and that way, but on the back it all looks as one. It's a bit of magic, isn't it? So I am very, very happy. It did have knit cuffs. Now, when I came to hem the bottom of it, I knew that this fabric was going to grow, and it did, and it just kind of stuck out. Even though I used my cover stitch, it's just awful. So in the end, I cut out a band, kept it a similar width to that, just to bring it in on the bottom, because yeah, I did not want it sticking out. Now I had some fabric left over. So I thought, okay, I imagine this. You're down on the beach, it's a summer evening, it's the chills come, so you put this on and you're in your swimming costume. What would be nicer than a little jersey skirt that you could just pull on? So that's what I did. I got to one of my new look patterns, 6762, and just made this really just flippy little jersey skirt out of the rest of it. So here we have, it's not exciting at all. You can see, and it works perfectly fine for this skirt, but you can see where I've cover stitched the bottom, and it is kind of, it's almost like a fluted, feathered effect, isn't it? There isn't it? Lettuce, that's what I mean. But it works on a skirt, that's absolutely fine. The skirt came out really short actually, and I'm only 5'2", so I had to do the tiniest little hem on it. But I'll show it to you as a set. But yeah, most of the time I will wear the hoodie, but it's just a fun little skirt, and it used up the rest of the fabric. So that was the results of the very last piece of fabric that I had. And thank you, Adam, courtesy of Adam. I've got two little items that I'm very pleased with. So I thought what I'd do now is just give a quick rundown of the other fabrics that I made on the wheel. I can't quite remember the order of them, but I will just run through them. Now, do we remember this? This was the Southbank sweater, and I made the dress version. So this was a sweatshirt, no, sorry, it was a French terry. I think I got it in the Beyond the Pink Door box, or maybe another subscription box, but I made it into a dress, and I think I made it to the end of January because I wore it for Valentine's Day when we went out for dinner. I was really pleased with this, but my gut reaction was right. Although I have worn it once as a dress, I am going to turn it into a jumper for the winter, for the autumn and winter, because I just don't wear it as a dress. And that was kind of what I thought at the time. So I haven't done it yet. I'm going to put it away until next autumn, but I will turn it into a jumper because it was such a nice shape and lovely neckline. So I think that was one of the first ones that I made. So that was the Nina Lee Southbank sweater. This was one of my favourite mates. I've got two favourites, so they're both next to each other. But this was the Hug hoodie, and this was a indie pattern, and it was given to me by the lovely Claire from Stitch Hems. So thank you very much. I loved making this up. It's got this, I don't know if you can see it, but this crisscross detail. A lot of people colour block this with great success, and I'd love to have a go at it. But yeah, this little dragonflies or whatever they were, I absolutely love this, and I wear it all the time, and I will definitely make another. Now, of course, one of my very recent ones result was this, out of this beautiful fabric, and this is another one that I have been wearing over and over again. It was the Mylands sweater by Closet Cool Patterns, and I did the version with the ties. I love this to bits. It was in a loop back French terry. You've got the knitted cuffs, you've got this fun tie design. When I reviewed it, I said about closing in these gaps because there's a channel there on the front that you kind of feed it through. I did close it up with some stitching because it did keep disappearing in. I love this so much. Again, another great option for colour blocking because this has got a separate yoke panel on the back. I did do a bit of cover stitching here and there to top stitching to make it look different. But yeah, those two I wear all the time. So I was very, very happy with that. This is part of a set that I actually made. I made a jacket and a pair of trousers. Now the pair of trousers I made, this was out of a very super soft sweatshirt fabric. The trousers I made, I don't have with me because they're in my holiday home at the moment, but I made these joggers, Simplicity 8268 First time I'd ever made them, but I was really pleased with them. You've got the whole family there of jogging sets, so very pleased with them. But what I was most pleased with was this. Now, this was a Burda magazine pattern for a jacket, and I will put the number on the screen, but you can actually get the pattern on its own. And I have worn these quite a few times, I will admit. I had trouble that the band needed to be brought in again, because same with the Hug hoodie. I think if you've got something with a band on the bottom, you want it just to slightly come in a little bit. So I remember doing that. I was really pleased with the pockets. I was very pleased with the fact I managed to get the zip in without any trouble. But again, that's so soft. I wear this all the time, and the joggers are down in the holiday home. So did I achieve my mission? I certainly did. What I didn't want to do is, with all these fabrics, tended to do when I had French terries or sweatshirts, I will pull out the same patterns over and over again. So I said I want to use different patterns I hadn't used before, and I did exactly that. So I am very pleased with myself. The most amazing thing out of it, now if you watch my channel all the time, you will know I love the big four patterns. I only used one big four pattern out of all of my makes. They were all indies. One of them was a PDF. It was crazy. Two, because I used the New Look skirt pattern. But I surprised myself there. I am very happy with all the things I've made. It's given me some more room in the wardrobe and I'm very much looking forward to building up my French terry stash again for next year. I hope you've enjoyed my Fabric Wheel of Fate videos. It will be back. I'm going to give it a break because I would not like you to get bored with it, and I don't want to get bored with it either. But it adds a bit of fun to me choosing what to make next, because sometimes we do get a bit stuck when we've got some fabric and we've got lots of patterns, we get a bit overwhelmed and we need someone to give us a bit of a shove, and this is exactly what it's done. Now, I do know from the comments that some of you have done a similar thing, obviously not with a wheel, but some other type of thing, and you've had success as well, which I think is wonderful. What we do need to keep doing is using up our stash wherever we can. It's great to buy new fabric, but when you get too much, you can get a bit overwhelmed, and that was how I was feeling with all this sweatshirting and French terry. So the wheel will return, hopefully in the summer, with a slightly different vibe. But thank you very much for joining me. Which was your favourite? I think if you pinned me down, I would say the Mile End sweater, and I will definitely be making again, or the Hug hoodie, one of the two. But yeah, let me know in the comments what was your favourite, and I will see you very shortly. Please join me on #FridaySews, and happy sewing.